time, tide, tense, duration, extent, season, term, semester, tenancy, tenure, spell, stint, span, a bit, a while, lapse, period, course of time, life, lifetime, years, days, fourth dimension, aorist, past tense, preterition, prospective time, futurity, contemporaneity, present time, recent time, newness, antiquity, oldness, interim, lull, date, day, age, reign, era, vintage, year, regnal year, chronology, birthday, anniversary, day of the week, calendars, eyes, knowns, moment, instant, target date, 0 hour, D-Day, term, fixed day, dated, calendared, chronological, temporal, periodical, pastime, pass, elapse, vegetate, subsist, live, age, grow, old, spend, time, be busy, while away time, kill time, summer, winter, weekend, have leisure, mark time, tide over, take time, wait, have one's day, enjoy a spell, while, during, pending, day by day, in the course of, for the time being, meantime, meanwhile, between, whiles, in the meantime, in the interim, hourly, often, for a time, for a season, till, until, up to, yet, when, one day, once upon a time, one fine morning, in the days of, in the time of, in the year of. At 10:42 in the morning, someone reflected, I always used to wish I had more time, but then the pandemic happened, my world got a lot smaller, and I suddenly found I was more relaxed, and in a way maybe happier. So I think when I said I wished I had more time, I really meant that I wish I had the courage to do less. Amusement under late capitalism is the prolongation of work. What happens at work, in the factory, or in the office can only be escaped from by approximation to it in one's leisure time. At 2:45 in the morning, someone reflected, good wine goes quickly. Across time and space, people have given tremendous powers to those things, animating them, praying to them, making them the repository of memories of people and times long gone, and asking them to communicate to others what we fear to say aloud. At 36 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, someone reflected, "My father died when I was 15. His surname was Smith, like the apple. There was a tree in our back garden that I found comfort in when grieving. 18 years later, we have found another tree growing in a new garden, a new house. The acorn it grew from is my dad's tree." No, time's only a kind of dream, Kay. If it wasn't, you would have to destroy everything, the whole universe, and then remake it again every 10th of a second. But time doesn't destroy anything, merely moves us on, in this life, from one peephole to the next. At 20 past 2 in the afternoon, someone reflected, "I think empty time is good too, boredom, because humans are bad at prediction and knowing what's good for themselves, choosing basically. So why not just do nothing and let things just happen instead?" Time is bearing another son, kill time. He turns in her pain. The oak is felled in the acorn, and the hawk in the egg kills the wren. At 39 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, someone reflected, "It is twice as long back to when I was born as it is from then to the end of the Second World War. Not only we, the latest seed of time, new men, that in the flying off of a wheel cry down the past. At 24 minutes past 1, someone reflected, since the start of social distancing, I have been constantly experiencing a 2-hour time leap. It is always exactly 2 hours earlier than I assume it to be. I seldom experience the phenomenon of it being earlier than the actual hour previously. In fact, quite the opposite. It was invariably later than I assumed it to be in my conscious state. Before, also had a subconscious accurate sense of exactly the right time and could wake up at precisely whatever time I needed to. Now my conscious and subconscious sense of time is adrift by 2 hours, and I wonder whether this might coincide with a concomitant loss my sense of self during the isolation period. My notion of my identity has perhaps been equally knocked off kilter, and I wonder whether I am also adrift by whatever the lifetime equivalent proportion of those 2 hours might be. Time is what stops everything happening all at once. At 21 minutes past 8 in the evening, someone reflected, time isn't money, but time has been monetized. The sound of Big Ben striking the half hour struck out between them with extraordinary vigour, as if a young man, strong, indifferent, inconsiderate, was swinging dumbbells this way and that. At 29 minutes past 6 in the evening, someone reflected, "It's partly your own responsibility. But yes, the internet takes up too much time and it dulls you." Compressed leisure time plus regular hours led to Burnley versus Preston. At 6:30 in the evening, someone reflected, "It would be useful as long as I could come back if I wanted to. Time is nothing without people, and I'm sure I'd want to return to mine." Control the tempo. Holding the speed is very important. You must have a clock inside you, in your body. At 23 minutes past 3 in the afternoon, someone reflected, "This is an endless bugbear for me. I would ideally like to go to a gig and walk in the door just as the first chord was being played. This is ideal. The idea of doors is a real waste of time that I resent, particularly when the stage times aren't publicised in advance, and you know that the idea is that they get you in early so that you buy their rubbish beer and stand around in the drafty venue, building up some anticipation. I much prefer theatre times in that sense. as you know when to get there and when it will start. I also like the fact that these days they tell you how long the thing will last, though I recognise that this can be counterproductive in some practices. I think all this indicates that I like to have control over time, and I don't like someone else taking time away from me that I think belongs to me. The other thing about Doors app is that I find it nigh on impossible to arrive any more than 30 minutes after that time, just in case I miss something. It is the whitest, fluffiest, blossomest blossom that there ever could be, and I can see it. Things are both more trivial than they ever were, and more important than they ever were. And the difference between the trivia and the important doesn't seem to matter. But the nowness of everything is absolutely wondrous. And if people could see that, you know? At 10 minutes past 1 in the afternoon, someone reflected, there's always time for beer. If we suppose that time had a beginning, our normal linguistic habits lead us seemingly inexorably to talk inconsistently of time before that beginning. To suppose, on the other hand, that time could not have had a beginning will lead us to conclusions which, while consistent, are unpalatable. At 11 minutes past 5 in the morning, someone reflected, I find the idea of killing time very provocative. How can one kill time? And why should we want to? These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country, but he that stands by it now preserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. At 22 minutes past 6, someone reflected, "It's funny how much you can fit into a day and how fast a day goes. And if there is a particularly big event that evening, the whole day turns to tarmac, drying in summer, and you can lie on it and bask beautifully in the hot ground. Till time catches up to you. It's like a pocket world, like the dressing room before a show, but the show is cancelled. Tension's gone, forever before a moment." Time goes, you say? Ah, no. Alas, time stays. We go. At 46 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, someone reflected that lying helps. I always tell fibs. I call time early to make sure we're on time. At 25 past, I say, the show will begin in 2 minutes. Only little lies, a minute or two. The paradoxes of time can indeed unhinge us. Love does take time, someone thought at 20 minutes to 3 in the afternoon. We're almost out of time here, so I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for spending some time with me. I'm back again next week, so hopefully you can join me then. Thanks for your time.